here in round 2. Got the choice. Playing first. This hand seems a bit dangerous. A grip full of red spells with 2 white mana. We do have 10 sources of red in our deck. Undo Rising is kind of a dead card in this hand, a bit, at least. Oh, this is the guy we played last round. This seems like a slightly dangerous hand, doesn't it? Well, I mean, and we're on the play. 4 red spells, 2 white mana. We have 10 mountains, though. I mean, there's like a 33% chance we draw a red mana. If we don't draw red mana, we at least do have some cheap white. Well, I think I'm going to risk it. I think I'm going to risk keeping this one. Could come back to bite us, but we'll see. Like, any red mana in this hand suddenly becomes good, because we get GOP'd at least. And any of our early white spells, I guess, are acceptable. I mean, granted, this hand could have some issues, but let's risk it. All right. Opponent also keeps at 7. And we're off to see if we can draw that mountain. All right, look out. There it is. Very nice. All right. Hand already got quite a bit better. And if we find that 4th land, these vestiges are going to do some real nice work for us, I think. Oh, opponent is off to the races here. Okay. Firemantle Mage. Well, I guess I would rather trade a mage for a cub. So let's play that instead. The Geopede seems more useful to me, and I would like to prevent some damage here since I feel as though... Alright, Infiltrator's pretty good. Little unblockable guy. And like I said, that is a trade we are willing to make to prevent some damage. Alright, missed the 4th land, but no huge deal. I guess we can actually play a Geopede here. So that way we can at least attack back into a lookout and deal a little bit more damage, presumably. Return to Emiria, so this lets him get allies or pump his team with land drop. It's pretty good. No attacks with Infiltrator is pretty surprising. I'm happy about that, by the way. All right, so let's get... Yep, deal our damage there. Let's play the Vestige. And pass the turn. All right, what shall my opponent choose? Looks like he's getting some allies. Okay. It's acceptable. What do we got at 5? Ghostly Sentinel. Well, that card's pretty good. Okay. So we can play a second Vestige. Opponent is at the point where Lookout is becoming an issue. I don't have turn against yet. Could do a second Vestige. If I swing with both, my opponent blocks the 3/4. Probably just takes 3, goes to 16. Maybe I follow up with another Vestige. It's not bad. Because opponent is going to start slamming me with that Sentinel. Opponent could also play a land, pump team, and pump again. But I think with the Vestige follow-up, we should be okay for that. Let's just bash with both, I think. And then follow up with a Vestige of Emrakul. I think that's okay. That's a great block for us. I would love it if he did this. And he didn't even, all right, I don't think he did that block very well, but that is a fantastic one for us. Really just a really nice trade. Really nice trade. Since we didn't need the Geopeed and we've got all sorts of goodies in our hand to our opponent's 2 cards, as well as Nandu Rising to really just get us some more life later. So looking good now. I mean, we get a 5th land. We even get to go like Drone Sentinel, although we won't get the double use out of that drone, but I think my opponent should have done some blocking there. No plays, okay. So now we can go, yeah, this is actually pretty good. So we get to swing with both. Well, let's make sure we do the correct order here. No combat trick, nice. All right, let's go Nettle Drone, Envoy, pass. All right, opponent gets another 1/1. And Stonehaven Medic. All right, not too intimidated. Touch of the Void. All right, let's swing with Vestige. Opponent has finally decided to block. So now we go Nettle Drone, and you know, it might actually be in our best interest to, I guess I can just take out the Infiltrator. Yeah, it's not bad, and we have turn against. So I can touch the Void the I can also touch the Void my opponent, which brings him to 8. But I think I am actually just gonna take out the Infiltrator here. Untap our drone, of course. And we'll pass the turn. So now our Vestige attacks better. We also continue to do damage with our drone. We have a turn against for if it gets hairy. So if I attack with Vestige, he could triple block. I kill a glider and a token. That's not bad. I mean, my opponent is going to be gaining life. I probably want to just wait till Retribution, so let's just ping. Play a Sentinel. And we'll pass. So I don't think there's any reason to trade a Vestige for a Shadow Glider and a token. I don't think that's necessary. Especially since I'm a mana away from Retribution. Alright, Shadow Glider number 2. 1 card left in my opponent's hand. Shoot you with drone. Okay, still haven't quite gotten the land yet. Let's go drone, sentinel, and I guess we'll swing here. So we'll swing with Vestige and Sentinel. At this point, I'm willing to trade. Okay. This is actually, it wasn't a good trade before, but now that we're in a position where our opponent can deal potentially 6 damage to us with the retreat, I think it's in our best interest to just start making some trades. We've still got plenty of action remaining in hand. And yeah, we're in a fine spot here. Oh, Shadow Glider for days. Retribution should do a lot of work for us if we can hit that land. Also have, you know, it's not bad. I guess we just hang out. So, I mean, admittedly, Medic is keeping our Nettle Drone at bay, but at least he has to pay for his, I guess. So, yeah, pretty good chance if he buffs especially, we're just going to slam a Reproach, which is fine. We've got some removal to burn at the moment. All right, let's move to after blocker step, and we'll kill one. Take 3. And drone. There's our 5th land, so now we could technically undo Rising. But I kind of want to wait a turn on that. Also have turn against, but not currently. Well, I guess we can Royals Retribution here. Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, we just swing team. Then he goes Ally Nettle Drone. Kind of feels like a Retribution's a waste if it's just on the flyer, but taking care of, it's not even, it's kind of a waste either way. I guess clearing up board clutter now for the Undo Rising play next turn just makes sense. So let's just get in. I mean, I'm pretty confident I know how he's going to block anyway. I mean, I feel like setting up for the Undo Rising is ultimately going to be better. Like I said, kind of clearing up some of that board clutter. Plus we get in for 3 damage, which I don't think is irrelevant. All right, so let's just go ahead and fry these guys. All right, gains the life. We get our Retribution. And now we're set up well for an Undo Rising or a turn against next turn. More likely the Undo Rising. So definitely want to draw a land here, if at all possible. Barrage Tyrant, not bad either. So if I do Undo Rising, I don't really want to swing with the Nettle Drone. He could trade there. I guess we actually just go Drone, Tyrant, swing with Sentinels. Actually, I guess we swing with Envoy too, because at this point I can trade a token, and my opponent does not have good blocks regardless, so just swing like this. He'll trade token for 2/1, and then he takes 4. Maybe. Oh, he's actually got a spell. Okay. Well, that's reasonable. Still in good shape here, though. Opponent has to block, or he's just dead to Nettle Drone. So he sees that as well. Okay. And, I mean, at this point, he's pretty much dead to Nettle Drone anyway. He's got to have a pretty good play here. Haven't seen a blue spell out of our opponent's... No, that's a lie. Okay. Saw the Infiltrator. So you got the planar cleansing. Oh, what does that do? It bounces? Okay. Well, that's not going to work either because we just pump this. Oh, it's got Awaken. I see. Well, maybe we just show him a turn against then. I mean, I could actually not show him a turn against, but I don't mind showing him a turn against. I'd rather just... I mean, I guess I don't have to, though. No, I guess I don't. I mean, my opponent knowing about turn against could be a problem. I don't think this comes back to bite me. I can't imagine my opponent having something here that causes me to lose. My opponent's at 1 life. They only have a 3/3, potentially a 4/4. Okay. So I didn't have to show him turn against, which is nice. Clutch of Currents is a great card. That is a good one. So opponent's deck looks pretty good. Just happened to see all of his... basically all of his white spells, and only a couple of his blue ones. Didn't see anything big. Nothing to justify Smite the Monstrous. We don't have a ton of flyers. In fact, I don't think we have any beyond the Dragon, but we have good removal. So, not terribly worried about the flyers. Boiling Earth technically deals with the... In fact, I might actually want the Felidar Cub, since it deals... that. I mean, that enchantment actually did some work for him. I don't know what I would cut for the Felidar Cub. Maybe a Castigator could... kind of an easy swap. Yeah, I could get behind that. The Envoy doesn't seem great in this match, but I guess neither does the Castigator. There's nothing else I really want to cut. I mean, they're both allies, which works better with the Fire Mantle Mage, but I don't want to cut any of my mid to late game. So it's either swap a Cub for an Envoy or a Castigator, and is not a very good... Well, I was going to say not a very good chance he's got Eldrazi Scions, but I don't even think that's true. I mean, he is in blue. They're both equally bad against the 1/1s, so maybe I just cut the Castigator, keep the 2/1. They're both allies. I think ultimately Castigator's a better spell, but Envoy is a bit cheaper. I don't know. I think I'm probably thinking about it more than I need to. Let's just go to game 2. All right, we're going to keep this hand. I mean, got a Sentinel, which is a nice early blocker. We don't have any white mana, but we do have Touch of the Void as well. All right, look out again. No 2-drop play, nice. Did see the land, very nice. So now I feel a bit safer. I can nuke a Shadow Glider. We know he does have a bunch of those. But I actually maybe just want to play the Geopede here, since it races a Shadow Glider. Might incentivize him to keep the Shadow Glider back. Or if he plays another Shadow Glider, I can nuke it and swing for some pretty good damage. Also, I mean, if I get a white mana, I'd rather use a Reproach on a glider, save the Touch of the Void for Face Burnage. No attacks. No, that's interesting. Let's go land drop Vestige and attack with Sentinel. Okay. Tolerable, especially considering we have a better body that Reproach also deals with. Alright, Ghostly Sentinel. I guess I'd rather Touch the Void that anyway, so that's okay. Still no attacks from our opponent. Let's go touch on the Sentinel. And we'll swing with our Vestige. Opponent does have Cliffside Lookout mana at this point, so something I'm going to have to be conscious of. Ooh, Felidar Sovereign's a big threat. That's going to be a tough one. I guess if we see white mana, we're okay, though. There we go. All right, well, it's not bad. So let's just hang back. And I guess we double block the Felidar Sovereign. That way, if he has some sort of disruption, we can still Reproach. Felidar Sovereign is definitely a must deal with. All right, I think we're gonna take 2 here. So I guess I should have just played Slide Runner. I don't know why I didn't. We have Ghostly Sentinel. All right, well, might have to. Guess we go. So I could swing into the Felidar Sovereign. 1 card left in my opponent's hand. So I can swing into the Sovereign. If I swing into the Sovereign, I have to Reproach it. He gains 4 life. He goes to 18. I lose, I presume, Vestige. If I mean, Sentinel is also a little bit difficult. If I attack with both and he doesn't block, he still swings back pretty profitably, and I can't deal with the Sovereign too well. I guess I could do it with a Slide Runner. He doesn't have a combat trick, or he would have attacked. So him not having a combat trick, am I willing to 2-for-1 myself to let my opponent gain 4 life and lose a thing? But then I have to deal with Sentinel and Shadow Glider, which is a 3-turn clock. That's tough. There's not a ton of things in my deck that can deal with Sovereign, is kind of the problem. But can I race 3 turns of 5 damage, especially if my opponent gains 4, and if I have the Lookout? That's tough. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I actually, with the Lookout, I can't. That's a tough spot. I guess we just Slide Runner, Lookout, pass. Could actually do the Cub, too. Makes better use of the mana. and then I can still reproach, and he doesn't know about Lookout. I guess that's okay. So it looks like I'm going to have to reproach a Ghostly Sentinel. Have to presume he's going to pump. All right, so let's approach here. Take 3. Let's go Lookout. So, I mean, I can play, I still can't get by the Sovereign. Guess we play land anyway, or do we wait? Maybe we wait. So if I can find the answer for the glider, we're back at stalemate at least. And at this point, even like a turn against is not bad. Probably, well, it's probably pretty close to lethal. All right, so he's got us on a 4-turn clock. All right, all right. Not quite there yet. Can't really attack into the Sovereign either. All right. Opponent's close to double pump. I mean, I guess we are technically 2, but even with double pump, I can't. I don't think I can beat the Sovereign even with the double pump. Ooh, touch of the void. All right. Well, let's take out the glider. Like, yeah. We want to take out the glider because if I attack with everything, he blocks the Sovereign, and I kill Sovereign, he can attack back and basically almost get us at that point. So I think we just touch here. Take that out. Play a land for pumping and for all that nonsense. I mean, we also are a land away from double pump with Cliffside Lookout, which could be enough. Possibly not, though, especially since my opponent probably gets that too. All right, well, still a problem. All right, there we go. That's pretty nice. My opponent doesn't have double pump yet. Something to keep in mind. And even if they do, we're still pretty safe because I can take 1 hit and then pump my team at least once. So he is at 10. So he can attack with the Shadow Glider here. Ooh, Infiltrator's actually a bit of a problem. All right, this is actually great. Now we can kill his lookout, because otherwise he can just pump the glider. So I think we just... Yeah, let's go mountain. Kill lookout. And deal some damage to our opponent. Yep. Team pump currently irrelevant. Kill that. So I can swing with Hellkite, bring him to 7. My opponent can then smash back for 3. But then I can kill them the next turn. I think, right? Because I can actually pump this turn. Yeah. Alright, and opponent's out of cards in hand, as are we. So I guess we swing with Hellkite. What if my opponent smashes back with Sovereign? I can actually... No, I can't block Sack. I can only pump once right now, so I'm bringing my opponent to 7. Oh my god, I'm low on time. I just realized. So let's just swing here. I gotta speed up. I didn't realize I was talking so much. No idea why my opponent conceded there. Were they just dead? Maybe. But we were going to play a mountain. We were going to, I guess, nuke a glider. And then I could have double pumped for lethal. Okay, well, if they didn't have anything, then I guess we did technically have lethal next turn. But still would have at least made me do it, I guess, go through the motions. But wow, Sovereign put a stop to things. Maybe I didn't even do that the most profitably. Like maybe there was a time where well, I don't know. I mean, we were low on life, so that was a kind of a difficult decisions to be made, but ultimately we got there. So let's see in the finals.